This week I am going to be touring around Stockholm, and right now I am just on a very windy ferry crossing from Finland over to Sweden, and then I'll be heading straight into the city. So I'm on this brand new Finnline boat. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's better than a cruise ship, to be fair. I'll give you a quick whiz around if I can. We've got a really cool dog park, and there's sun lounges down there, but I think that's for the private cabins that you can book. Let's have a look downstairs. This is one of the many decks around the outside of the bar before they put on the copyright music. I'll give you a quick tour of inside as well. Look at that, swing chairs. As you can see, and here it's blowing a right hoolie on the deck. There is plenty of bars and restaurants and seating areas. There's a couple of cafes and a children's play area. There's obviously indoor and outdoor space, as you've seen, but it's really rather quiet. It is full of cabins, so the majority of passengers are in their cabins. It's time to get off the boat and find somewhere to park in Stockholm. I am going to jump on a tram and head into the city of Stockholm. So I've just arrived in Gamla Stan, which is the old centre of Stockholm, and I'm using the public transport app, and it costs me €12 for a day ticket, and I can ride on all the trams, buses and the water ferries. So I'm going to probably get completely lost, but follow along. Now that's the tram station, and they're doing a lot of construction here, but in the distance there's some really cool looking buildings, so I'm quite looking forward to having a walk around here. Well, that's the first street I'm about to walk down. That's quite impressive. I think today's going to be a good day. So to get to Stockholm in my old bus, I have to park outside of the ULEZ or low emission zone, but it was really easy. I parked in a free park and ride and just bought the ticket and jumped on the tram. I'll show you that later on. Right, I'm outside this huge church or cathedral. It's very beautiful grounds, and I'm going to go and take a look around. I think it's 30 krona per person. Let's go and have a look inside. There's a big golden cockerel. That ceiling, if I do it that way around, it might be better. Get a grip, Heather. Tyska, or better known as the German church, was built in the 16th century and served the German-speaking community in Stockholm. It's known for its elegant, relatively simple white interior, which contrasts with the other ornate churches in the city. The golden royal pew was added later and is reserved for the Swedish royal family. The church also has a beautiful historic organ and is an important part of Stockholm's cultural heritage. Now that's beautiful. Over there is the Nobel Prize Museum. Now I visited one of those in Oslo, so I shan't be bothering again here. To be honest, I thought it was only one, but clearly not. This really interesting fountain is in Christiano Torv, which is Oslo's oldest square, dating back to the medieval times. Well, I'm just outside the Wooden Horse Museum, and apparently it's free. I'm not quite sure, apart from wooden horses, what I'm going to find in here, so can I take a look? Well, that was a washout. It was really nice. It's just a shop with a few bits in it, but no videoing allowed, so sorry guys, you'll have to visit yourself. The whole of the centre old town is all cobbled and pedestrianised, and I think you could probably spend an entire day just walking around all these streets. They are so pretty and there's so much to do. Another magnificent building. I think there's going to be a lot of them today. Don't have a long stick for nothing. I hope I'm catching this for you guys because I can't see a thing with the crowds, so I'm hoping to watch it back in a bit. The changing of the guard at Stockholm Royal Palace is a time-honoured tradition taking place daily around noon. The Swedish Royal Guards, in their distinctive uniform, are not only tasked with protecting the palace and the royal family, but they also add a fun twist to their ceremony by playing ABBA hits with the band. It's a unique blend of history, pride, and a bit of pop culture charm. Right, let's go and see what all these soldiers are marching to protect. Okay, I've just paid to come into the Royal Palace. It looks impressive already. I think it was 220 krona, which is about 22 euros per person. So, walking down the spiral staircase into the treasury. Check out the key for the palace. It's early 16th century and it was used to store the crown jewels. That's the Queen of Sweden's coronation cloak. It's beautiful. There are some really fascinating things held here in the vault, including the sword of Gustav Vasa dating back to the 16th century. The Queen's crown was designed in 1751 for Queen Louisa Ulrika, and the 1696 silver Baptist font. Even the tapestries on the wall are fantastic. The old mechanism in these treasure chests is absolutely brilliant. I'd love to watch it turn. Apparently it's got 25 spring bolts in there, according to the big sticker that's inside. Right, I'm going to head on up to the other areas of the palace now. I think we're going up to the apartments. Just come through security and I have to take the handle off of my camera in case I clonk anybody with it. So I'm in the Hall of State and there's the royal throne. The plaques on the wall represent all the distinguished guests from around the globe who visited the palace. I'm sure there's been some fascinating conversations in this room over the years. The palace has 9 state rooms. We are in the cabinet meeting room with its really bright blue walls. And there's the royal seal. Apparently it's still used today. Doors are absolutely magnificent. They're just enormous. This is the Bishop of the Order dress uniform, and it was used up until 1883. This royal seal was used up until 1748. It's huge. It's about the size of my face. As you wander through these rooms, you'll see just how amazing they are. Every corner is packed with fantastic artwork, amazing frescoes on the ceiling. Right, this place is super luxurious, but there's so many lights, I think it's going to absolutely flicker everywhere. We'll give it our best shot. I think it's really interesting, the official carpet, or the royal carpet's been rolled back. This is the study of King Oscar II. And this is the royal breakfast room. Sit there with your bowl of cornflakes. After every hall, there is a little antechamber that you walk through before going to the next hall.
The ceiling on this is incredible. This is the audience chamber, and all of those things on that ceiling are 3D. Like, incredible. And the roof or ceiling was completed around 1700. So it's definitely standing the test of time. Every room I go into just gets better and better. Again, another magnificent, huge hallway. Fantastic. And it's used with a huge table from one end to the other. I'll just show you the size of the place. All the way around. And as you can see, although there's definitely tourists here, it's really nice, spaced out, and you have plenty of room to walk around. Just gonna head into the Museum of the Three Crowns. There's a beautiful model of the palace. Down in the cellars is lots of information about the building of the castle, and also the fire that happened in 1670 something. And here's the Swedish equivalent of medieval barbed wire. That's vicious. So I seem to have found myself outside. That's the royal recycling going on. I found myself outside. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I'm not sure if there is palace gardens here, but it is a really beautiful palace to come and visit, and well worth it. Like I said, it's not overcrowded in the slightest. I've just come back inside, and this is the inner courtyard. Right, I'm going to leave the Royal Palace now and try and find myself a nice cup of coffee. It's beautiful in there, really worth a visit, totally recommend it. Check out that staircase. This place is gorgeous. Super old, and I'm in a little cubby hole. Perfect, let's check the menu. Just a coffee because I don't fancy pizza. So I'm just down at the port. I'm about to hop on a boat to go to the museum, and over there in the distance, just over there, I can see a tall ship. This is glorious here, absolutely gorgeous city. I'm going to jump on this ferry. I'm just getting the ferry to Djurgärden Island, and these are the ferries that are included in the day rider ticket that you can buy on the SL app. There are over 30,000 islands in the Stockholm archipelago, and there are 14 main islands which are all reachable with public transport. So the boat ride is included with the day rider, which is really good. It saves having to buy an actual ticket for a cruise, to be fair, because it's absolutely gorgeous scenery. Now that's not for the faint-hearted. You're going to feel like you're about to crash into the sea. That's what I'm here for. do love tall ships. Anything to do with nautical stuff. Now the museum we're about to go into is the museum of a tall ship that left the port and sank immediately after on its maiden voyage. Actually, it didn't even get out the port. Okay, that's really cool. I can book the tickets with the machine. So that's quite simple, she says. Pay with card. Just heading into the museum and I can see that boat from here. That is impressive. That's excellent. So you can go all the way down there and have a look around. That is in incredible condition. So it sank and then they resurrected it in 19 something. I'll check the dates. Apparently this is one of the world's greatest historical experiences because, well, unlucky for the people at the time, but it sank before it even left the port. It set sail in 1628 and was resurrected in 19 something. I can't remember what it was, but I will find out. So the Vasa is a warship. As you can see, all the holes with all the cannons sticking out, and it was resurrected after 333 years, and apparently it's 98% intact. So it's really, really interesting. This is one of the very many cannons that were on the boat. It's a beautiful model of the boat here. It would have looked so amazing with its sails. And apparently there's 48 cannons because I just counted all the holes. So at the front of the ship there is the model of all of the sculptures that were on the original. You can see them on the original, but obviously they don't have their colour. But apparently they analysed all the colour pigments and have done it to the best of their ability to match the original. It would have just looked so beautiful. I would have fitted in so well back then. So it was salvaged in 1961. You can see the kind of equipment that the guys would have been working with. That's some effort. Just going to head up the stairs and see if we can see it from the height of the hull. Oh my god, check that out. Wow. Look at the detail on that. So this is a representation of the Great Cabin, which is where the officers would reside. Check that out. The sculptures are fantastic. And they're a combination of the royal crest from the Swedish royal family and some religious sculptures as well, to show that God was on the side of this boat. Obviously only for the first 10 minutes. And you can see how intense the carving is. These are all replicas of the pieces of wood that are mounted all over the boat. It shows you there where each little piece was on the boat, as you can see there. But the colours are amazing. This was along the front of the boat. Only the lower part of the foremast remains, but when it was all complete it would have been 46 metres high. So on the front of the bulkhead is the huge golden gilded lion, which was put on the front of the boat basically to show the power of Gustav, the King of Sweden at the time. And then all the way along was different Roman emperors. And there at the front of the lion is the coat of arms, and the little block of sticks that was bundled up there is what's called a vasa in Swedish, which is where the boat gets its name. Just going to stop on level 2 in the cafe for a quick snack before we continue around the museum. There is over 6,000 iron bolts holding this ship together. All the bolts from 1961 have been replaced with these lovely shiny ones in 2018. You can see the carvings really well from here, and I didn't realise, but they're actually all hollow, as in you can see right through. So delicate. Will that be me next to the ship? Check it out from this point. Crazy big. There's a whole exhibition here about the people that lost their lives on the maiden voyage. It's a couple of the anchors that were pulled from the wreckage. Right, well, I am going to leave the Vasa Museum now. I'm not sure whereabouts I'm going to head next, but we'll have a look around Stockholm a little bit longer. It's a beautiful city, but I'm not sure one day is going to be enough. Now, this is a stunning building, and I believe it's the Nordic Museum, which is closing in 2 minutes. But it is a stunning building. It really is beautiful. I'm going to see if I can come back tomorrow, because like I said, it shuts in about 2 minutes time. What a stunning building. I bet it's gorgeous inside. And check this out round the front. I'm definitely coming back tomorrow to do this museum. Absolutely stupid if I don't. Just in the park directly opposite the museum, which naturally goes off to the sea there, and the flowers are beautiful. Gorgeous purple flowers there. They've got yellow and then white and then pinks and then reds. These geese are not giving a damn. But I want to know what that's going to do. There's another palace. God, we need to spend like 2 weeks here. The buildings and the architecture here are something special. Just blowing my mind. I mean, I said that about Oslo, and I went to Helsinki. But now I'm in Stockholm. Honestly, absolutely beautiful. So I've jumped on the tram to have a rest and take a look around. So I'm going to hop back on the underground now and head back to the bus, and I think I'm going to do my best to come back into Stockholm tomorrow, because there's so much to see and do here. I'm currently in the main central station area, which is extremely modern and full of shopping, bars, restaurants, theatre. It's a really, really bustling town. Okay, I was just heading back to the bus, and I've just walked down a high street and came out here. Like, I had to get the camera back out in case I never find this place again. So as you can see, it is stunning, and the buildings here are incredible. Now, I don't know what that is. I'm trying to have a look on Google. It's quite a lot of security, so I don't know if that's the Parliament building. Absolutely glorious. And you can see the seagulls, or hear the seagulls I should say, everywhere. Right, I think this is the old town, and you can see those magnificent gates. I just wanted to say, I don't really understand, but people rave about Venice and places like that all the time. I don't really hear anybody raving about Stockholm, and this is 100 times better than Venice. There's less people, it's stunning, it's clean. It definitely should be on your bucket list. As you do, just soldiers marching down the street. Good morning, this is day 2 in Stockholm and I feel like death. I'm really knackered. I'm going to jump back on the tram, it's just pulling up now, and I'll show you the car park I'm parked in because it is not glamorous, but it's free and it's really, really ideal for going into Stockholm. So the bus is right there and that is literally the tram stop, but they're electric so they're super quiet and we're just in a car park, like nothing special. Perfect though. I'll leave the link because it's one of the few free ones. And if by magic we're back at the museum. Here we go. This is a super impressive entrance. Huge. The size of that wooden door. Just the size of the room before we even go in. This is to book the tickets. Fabulous. This is a Gustav Vasa. I believe he was the king. The first exhibition is all about Nordic life. As we walk around the Nordic life exhibition, you'll notice that the museum is laid out in chronological order, giving us a fascinating journey through time. We'll start with the earliest periods of Nordic history and work our way up to modern life. You'll see how people lived, the clothing they wore, and how they adapted to the climate and environment. The building itself is absolutely stunning and the exhibits are super interactive, making it a truly engaging experience. Yeah, it's all different navigation tools. Again, from about the 1600s. And then here is all the things from the local pharmacy. It's super interactive. Everywhere you go there's a screen. They've even got a mock-up bridge in the middle of the museum. The museum is really good, super interactive. It's actually quite hard to video because everything's dimmed lighting and it's also under glass. But it is one of the most interactive museums I've ever been to and it is definitely worth a visit. So I'm entering the hall of the 1700s. It's a fantastic clock. Oh, and my personal favourite, a tea set. So people are starting to settle down now. The 1700s, the age of enlightenment, and particularly the writing down of books, and also the ability to write letters and have them sent, made a huge difference in the world. As I'm walking through, there's plenty of balconies that overlook the huge gallery that's down there. It's absolutely lovely. I keep saying absolutely lovely. I need to find some new vocabulary, but it really is absolutely lovely. These cabinets are full of all the items from the lower classes, so the farming villages, etc. It's an 1892 ticket to America. The museum was completed in 1907 after nearly 2 decades of construction. This is all the information about the Sami herding people and the displacement that they suffered. And that's the first telegram that was used on the railway here. And that is one of the best Swedish inventions ever, the adjustable spanner. In the centre of the museum they've got a huge exhibition about the ice cracking, so I'll walk down there in a minute, but I wanted to just take a quick picture for you from up above. The stellar motif in the central hall is the biggest in Sweden and it's got the 3 crowns in the centre, which is the symbol of Sweden. This is a little gallery. It's beautiful. Let's go and check it out. It's a great place to see the new bridge that they've built. The museum was built over 100 years ago. It's actually built in 1900. And this bridge was a gift for its 125th anniversary. Now we come to the British section. This is all about how the British have influenced Nordic lifestyle. It says cardigans, jumpers and trench coats, tartan, tweeds and Dr. Martin boots, a cup of tea in your pyjamas and a beer after the football, tennis on Tuesdays and a stroll in the woods wearing a raincoat. Might not think about where they come from, but they're British. I love this. Look at the mohawk. So throughout the floor in the main hall there are these huge marble emblems, shall we say, and they each represent either an element of a metal or earth or something like that. I'm not too sure, but I still think it's really interesting.
The ceiling in here is like Hogwarts. It changes with your mood.
There's an amazing display of all the different creation myths from the northern regions, but the area it's in is completely full of mirrors and lights. It's absolutely impossible to video. Been a really good visit to the museum, and it's taken me about 3 hours to walk around, so if you do come and visit, definitely give yourself a bit of time. I'm going to head back into Stockholm. I'm not sure what else I'm going to be able to do today because I do need to move the bus this evening. This is a little dog sculpture that was put here to look after the rear of the museum. Look at this building. Let's head off into Stockholm. I'm just having a little walk around the harbour here. There's some fantastic boats, and I just asked my ChatGPT what's the difference between a ship and a boat, and he said a ship's a ship and a boat is a boat. Really useful. It's going to be such a shame to leave this city. Definitely coming back next year. So I just asked Google, because ChatGPT is a bit stupid. And the difference between a boat and a ship is boats generally stay in more shallower water, whereas ships can be ocean going. And also another easy way to tell is if a boat carries a boat, like these two do, they're ships. Because a boat that carries a boat is a ship. And apparently this is part of the National Maritime Museum, and it's free entry, so I'm going to go and have a walk around. Okay, I'm just about to go on this Sankt Erik, which is Sweden's first high sea icebreaker, and it was built in 1915. The size of everything on this boat is enormous. Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous inside. Look at that. And this is the other side. Let's go and check out the galley.
So when it was in service, it would have had a crew of around 30 men. This is the captain's sleeping quarters.
Just clambered up them, not sure how I'm going to get back down.
Just walking through the bridge, which is the main control room of the boat.
A fantastic view of it up here. This boat's enormous. Can get completely lost on here. I think I have got completely lost on here, that's why I'm saying it.
The Finnlines is a lighthouse boat built in 1903 and served over 60 years.
Lovely original bell.
It had a crew of 8 and it guided ships safely through the Bothany Sea. Now it's just moored here for visitors to come and explore.
This underwater bell was attached to the boat, and the sound would reverberate through the water much further than it would above land when it was bad visibility. This one looks like a proper pirate ship.
Sadly, I've got to head back to the ferry as I need to make my way back to the bus.
That's it from me this week in Stockholm. Sadly, it's time to leave. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And I'll see you next week. Not sure where I'm going to be yet, but see you soon. Take care.